what it is to be broken and be bold. Tell you that my silver is gold, though I'm much too old for make-believe, and I know what it's like to be held and not be held. Funny how stomach and fed seems satisfied 'cause it's well and swollen, and you caught me shooting across the sky like a star, but nobody told me to never let it get too far.
Hi. Life updates. So it is the first week of March and I start school this week. It'll be my last semester of university. Finally. I feel like I've been in school for so long. My mom, she was on her way home from meeting some people and she calls me. She's like, oh, like I'm gonna bring home some cookies. My friend brought them from the States, and I was like, okay, you know, cookies from the States are either like Mrs. Fields cookies or chocolate from C's Candies. Like there's kind of like a list we all recognize. But she comes home, she brings Girl Scout cookies home. Do you guys realize how amazing this is? This is like one of the foods of my childhood. It's like, you know when you bite into something and then you get like a rush of a memory from when you were younger? You know in the movie Ratatouille when Ego bites into the food and then like rushes back to this memory of when he was younger and his mom was making ratatouille for him? This is like another food that kind of evokes a memory in me. When I took a bite of this last night, it just made me remember all these things from elementary and middle school. If you had like a case of cookies, everybody would just swarm you and ask for one. So basically in America, we have this association called Girl Scouts. It's like Russell from the movie Up. You know how he's a Boy Scout? He wears like the explorer suit and the hat and the backpack. But it's the same thing for girls. Girl Scouts, they do a series of things as well. They sell cookies to fund the activities that they want to perform. It's like a movement, it's like a culture in America for for these kids to stand in front of little marts and sell cookies. And in elementary school, I always wanted to be a Girl Scout, but I never fulfilled my wish. But instead, I consumed very, very large amounts of cookies instead. So that was okay. I haven't had these since like middle school and high school. They make a lot of money because people want these babies. And when I was young, the famous ones were Thin Mints, lemonades, Samoas, caramel delights. When I was in the States, even though I moved there when I was 1, my first language, it was English. All my mannerisms, my thought process, the culture that was ingrained in me, that was very American. But I feel like for some reason, for the 19 years I was there, I always had like this small, empty, gaping hole inside of me that was never truly filled. Whenever I would drive across like the freeway or just go on a drive and like by myself and listen to music, I would just feel some sort of emptiness inside of me, but I could never identify what it was. The really strange thing was when I came back to Korea 6 years ago, it automatically just naturally filled by itself. It was part of my Korean identity that hadn't been fulfilled yet. When I was back in the States, I lived with my parents and I'm very, very close with them. So I think I felt their homesickness on a daily basis. That was probably a big part of it, but I'm very, very content in Seoul. But sometimes when I get stuff like Girl Scout cookies or my friend uploads like a picture of Chipotle or In-N-Out or just something very like an inside joke from California, America, it just makes me in a very different sense homesick. So yeah, that's why I get excited about these kind of things. What else is there? 아! 저 요즘 취미로 한국 무용을 배우고 있어요. 민망하지만 어렸을 때부터 항상 한국 무용에 대한 관심이 있었거든요. 사실 저희 가족의 할머니랑 고모 두 분 다 이대에서 발레 전공하셨는데 I learned ballet when I was young, but I just was always more inclined to be more interested in Korean traditional ballet. 요즘 약간 여유랑 시간이 생겨서 기초반에 신청했는데 재밌더라고요. The movements are so supple and smooth and soft and elegant, but then when you actually learn the process, it's really hard. I think the more I learn, the easier it gets, and also it's a lot of fun. And it's a great way to kind of relieve stress after a day and just kind of spend my downtime. So yeah, 열심히 배우고 있습니다. So it was actually my birthday a couple weeks ago, and I actually got a couple of new products. Most of them are like lotions or perfumes. So I thought I'd just do an impromptu unboxing. So the first item is actually a gift from my mom from her friend. It's Chanel's Gabrielle. It's a perfume slash hair mist. And to be completely frank, I was really surprised by this because I actually do have another Chanel perfume, but I'm not exactly partial to it. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. It's called Paris-Deauville. I feel like I've never truly vibed with this perfume. It was always a bit too mature for me. For now, it doesn't mix quite well with my natural skin scent. So I'm gonna wait a couple years and try it again because you know the chemistry of your body changes over time. So I'm hoping for the day that I can actually wear this and be completely content. But this is a different story. This one is amazing. This one smells divine. It's like a powdery, floral, kind of feminine scent, and it's definitely on my recommendation list. The one fact about Chanel perfumes that I do want to emphasize is that you don't need a lot to last a long time. I noticed some perfumes, you know, you put on in the morning and after a couple of hours it just completely wears away, like the smell completely disappears. But with Chanel, I noticed you put it on and it just lasts the entire day. And the interesting part is that I think it has a lot of different notes to it, like the base note is different from the lasting note, so it changes over time. Another gift I got for my birthday is this body cream from Jo Malone. It's called Wood Sage and Sea Salt, and this one is also really nice as well. But I feel like it's a bit of a more summer scent because of the sea salt, so I'm gonna wait a couple of months until I use this. Thank you, Charlie, for my birthday present. In my family, we have this huge box of perfumes that we just all use together. It's like by the door, so whenever we go out in the morning, we just spray it on and leave. In the winter, we all resort towards like a number of perfumes in the collection, and some family favorites are Aesop perfumes, Hwyl, and Aesop's Marrakech scents. This one is definitely a family favorite. Like my dad sprays this all the time when he goes to work. My mom loves the scent. It definitely meshes well with all of us. But for some reason, I'm the only one who likes this guy. Marrakech scents, I definitely feel has like a particular audience that likes this. I do know a couple of people who don't enjoy this scent. It's definitely like a woody, smoky, kind of musky, very natural scent. So I get why some people are not partial to it, but I like it. I think it's a winner. This one I think is definitely a bang for your buck. Zara came out with a collaboration with Jo Malone, and this was one of the scents that my mom and I got. It's called Tubereuse Noir. My mom sprays this sometimes when she goes to work. One time I went to work and my senior advisor who sits next to me, she came in and she had the exact same scent. So I asked her about it and she told me it was actually the original Tubereuse from Jo Malone. And it smelled almost exactly like this one. Of course, there are little discrepancies that are different, so I think if you're not willing to splurge too much money on a fragrance, this is also a good alternative. Okay, this one takes the cake. This one is so good. 5 gold stars, 10 out of 10, perfection, magnificence, in a bottle, Tonka 25 by Le Labo. Everybody has a different preference when it comes to perfumes, but I think from a young age, I've just been more into gender neutral perfumes. Something more musky than sweet. This one is definitely now on like the holy grail household list in our family. Thank you, Chongwoo, for this.
근데 어렸을 때 삶의 퀄리티가 빠질 정도로. 그래서 뭔가 지금